Andy, aka K-Site 3, and this is going to be Game 3 of Tulane versus University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. In the left corner, we have the purple, what the hell? The green Protoss player, Dave, and the teal player, Terran player, ShamWoW, from Tulane versus the blue Terran, Charlie, and the orange player, Moon. We're going to call him Moon, also known as XiaoMoonToT. This is now going to be the Terran Protoss versus Terran Zerg. Terran Zerg matchup obviously going to be able to have map control much more easily because of the presence of speedlings. I do believe that in terms of brute force, the Terran Protoss match up is a bit stronger, though. Can't be certain for sure, though, since I'm not really much of an expert when it comes to 2v2 games. Looks like Charlie is going to be walling off his front door with the 13 racks, most likely going to be plopping down a supply depot right here to finish the wall off. Moon is going to be starting off with a pool. No gas yet, so I guess he might be deciding to go for either a hatch or roach play. Most likely going to be a roach play. I'd be really surprised if he decided to go full hatch in a 2v2, because 2v2 tends to be so aggressive. ShamWoW also going to be, looks like he's going to be walling off as well, and it looks like Dave is going to be just finishing up his cybernetics core and most likely, his gateway, and most likely starting his cyber core. There it is. The cyber core is really weirdly placed where it leaves a huge gap in his wall. Speedlings would be able to get in this very easily. I actually really dislike this because the scouting SCV can see it. Looks like the scouting SCV is going to get trapped and get taken out by the probes. And we'll have to see what kind of strategy that ShamWoW and Dave have for us today. Looks like a bunker is going down for ShamWoW. I'm wondering what he's planning with this, because this is quite weird to see a player building defenses solely for himself. And of course, I mean that because the bunker only defends him and not his ally. Second gateway now coming up for Dave, and it looks like the wall off is still not complete. It needs to have a probe and a zealot holding this. I'm not really sure what the purpose of having such a huge hole in your wall-in is. But it looks like Dave understands that he needs that probe there to complete the wall off, yet he's not building his buildings at a point where they should. I'm confused. I'm very confused, to say the least. 5 gateways is coming down for Dave. No, I'm sorry. A bunch more gateways are coming down for Dave, which means that we are once again going to be seeing a money dump strategy, and this explains why ShamWoW decided to put the bunker over here, because he's not going to have much of a defense, in which case I think a second supply depot should have been placed over here. But it looks like Roach Marine going to be coming down from Moon and Charlie. Just as the warp gates finish, the force field is not going to be able to keep the units away, and Blink is still about halfway done, so Dave is going to have to, oh dear, 3 of his warp gates actually get unpowered, and it looks like all these pylons are also going to get taken down, which is very bad news. Probes are being pulled off the line. He really needs to plop down pylons while this is going on. Meanwhile, because now he can only build out of 2 gateways. If they have reinforcing units, this would actually be GG, but it looks like they're not going to, and it looks like the all the units are going to get taken down, and it's actually not a huge deal that all these pros got taken down because he's getting fed by ShamWoW. So the money isn't really much of an issue for Dave, and Dave obviously should be putting down a lot more pylons here, and there he goes. Meanwhile, Moon is going to be able to take an expansion, so it looks like Charlie and Moon are going to be complementing each other pretty well, especially with the presence of these 2 bunkers and a siege tank to boot. Looks like the siege mode is going to be coming up soon, and Blink Stalkers are now going to be streaming in very soon. It looks like he should be able to get one more round, and that should be a pretty sizable force. Should be turning this last gateway into a warp gate, but he might not be seeing that right now. Proxy pylon, excuse me, coming up for Dave, and it looks like he's pinging for a scan. There it is. He's going to blink up to the high ground and hopefully get a lot of damage in because he suffered a lot. Looks like the Queen's going to get taken out. Spire has just finished, and good thing that he's focusing on that before the Buddhas actually arrive. It looks like Charlie only has Marines and a single tank. Blink Stalker should... Oh no! Blink Stalkers did not make it all the way onto the ledge, which means that they're forced to engage, but the Marine numbers are low enough for Dave to engage, and it looks like the Zerg player is going to be taking a lot of damage at this point. The layer should be going down very quickly if he decides to focus that down, which he is now. The layer is now at half HP. Quarter HP is going to be going down in just a second, and it looks like the drones are getting ready to evacuate, and yeah, this is actually looking very good for Dave&ShamWoW once again. Single tank going to be barreling down on these Stalkers, and obviously siege tanks do additional damage against Stalkers, and Stalkers do like to bunch up as well, which kind of sucks. In this scenario, you should be sending 1 Zealot first in order to tank up all the shells from the tank, but it doesn't really matter because he's got a ton of Zealots, and Dave putting out some BM over here and telling them that they were worthy opponents. Spire has once again finished, and I believe Moon had enough resources for about 7 Buddhas, but nothing is actually getting made, and a ton of Zealots now coming down from Dave, and it looks like Charlie is going to be calling the GG. So game number 3 of the 2 versus 2 is going to go to Tulane, and the score now stands at 2-1 for Tulane.